So we got the 2023 SE, and we're gonna go through some mods that we just did on a brand new machine. So giving you a look at it now, and then we'll go over each mod that we did to it and why. Show you guys the installation process and stuff. And then in the next video, we got the big 3 coming. So I'm gonna ask you guys for your input on that. I got all this stuff done. This is what I would have done anyways. None of this stuff is really performance related. Lots more mods coming. Birdie. Anyways, we're gonna do our first mod here. Our first 2 mods actually. I've ordered some stuff and I'm gonna do this in like 2 stages. One is gonna be all the stuff to protect the bike. And then number 2, the second sweep is gonna be performance mods, which will be done after, I get at least 10, 20 hours on the engine. Speaking of engine hours, this thing's got less than, since I've had it, which I got it new, it's got less than an hour on it. Maybe they had an hour on it there breaking it in. First mod right here on Amazon. It is, I think I got 2 for $12. I always like having them around anyways, and I was out. So the 2 for $12 deal kind of there. I'll drop the link in the description. We're gonna get us an hour meter on this thing so we can tell more about our service intervals. Also, when I bought the machine yesterday, I got me 2 oil filters and 2 crush washers. I think you might have been confused. I got some Yamaha lube back there on the shelf. And basically, I asked him for 2 oil change kits. He told me probably around $250. I thought I meant with the labor. Then I told him not the labor, just a kit. He said like $125. So I bought the oil filters and the crush washers, and it was like $35. And I already have the Yamaha lube here. I think he was just confused because it's like $10 a quart. It had been $75 for 2 kits. But anyhow, get you an oil filter, get you a couple of them, get you a couple crush washers, because we're gonna want to change this oil soon. There's gonna be a lot of metal in it. 20 hours doesn't seem soon enough to me. So there's no instructions with this. We're just gonna wing it. So I pulled the wire off, wrapped it around 5 times, zip tied it. And you can put some tape on that if you want. Put my plug wire back on. And then I've got this routed. I'm gonna leave it right on that exhaust pipe. Nah, I've got her going right in here. Gonna screw it to this rubber flap. That ought to hold her in place, or I might zip tie it to it. I thought that rubber was a little harder than that. We'll put it in that hole right there. It should be good. All right, and this would screw it in right there. No, I think zip tie would be kind of shitty. And the seat is gonna hit it right there. I'm gonna figure out how to mount this and I'll be right back. So I decided to test it and it's working. Now we just gotta mount it. Now the real test. So it works, it's hooked up right. Will the seat go on? Probably could check that first. Oh boy, we'll see. The answer is, yup. So you can see the wire here. I could zip tie this to something out of the way, but that way we know our intervals on our service. Now the second mod, I've got A-arm skids coming, but they're not here yet. So I'll put the link in the description of this video for these as well. But we got the full engine and swing arm skid plates. I think a hardware kit came with them. Yep. I didn't even lose it this time. So we can get these put on this bad boy before we go ride it to Lake Murray tomorrow. You get some of that footage too. So I made the executive decision to stand it up. Not really worried about the fuel injector leaking like a carburetor would, but looks like everything is gonna hold. It's gonna make swapping these skid plates a lot easier. I mean, that's, got me. This is like aftermarket powder coated, little shoddy there. It's all good though. I have the A-arm ones coming. I have a case saver coming. Some other parts we'll get into here in a second. She's not leaking. Let's do these skid plates. A little funny because they got some whack hardware that came with it. So I have a feeling, and no instructions, mind you. So I have a feeling we may run into a little something, but let's see. Those are probably too short. Okay. Look at that. From factory. Come on, how y'all do that? Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that? How you manage that brand new? Dang. You know what they did, right? They took a whole 21, repowder coated it. Yamaha did. That's the times we're living in. You know? These may be able to work, but we'll see. So, get the factory ones off. I'll use the ones that came with it. Come on now. Oh damn, my front bumper got to come off. Yep. Hush. Oh yeah, tear it up, man, tear it up. They only sent me one bolt for these, and it doesn't even really go in that well. So I'm gonna retap those and put some bolts in it. They just bracket on there. You're pretty much done. Tomorrow I'm gonna go ride it. I was gonna stiffen up the back shock, but I think I'm gonna ride it first before I mess with it. I've got some more parts coming. I have A-arm skids coming, they're not here yet. I'm gonna send it. I have a K-saver coming, it's not here yet. My Nerf bars. There's a few other parts I've got coming for it, but the skid plates on there's a good start, and the hour meter. So maybe if I ride it enough tomorrow, I'll come home and change it oil. Pep. Come on, no sand, no sand, no sand. Oh, I did pretty good. We are going to take some radiator hose and dampen the sound from these aftermarket skid plates. So I got this right here. Is it too big?
Yeah, you're gonna need some big old bolts. Unless we're doing a flat piece.
Oh, because it's gonna make it. Well, we could just do it upside down like this, right? So it'll be the same thickness.
What?
I mean, what do you mean, a flat piece?
Like cut it in half. Like that.
Oh, and use a piece of rubber. Oh, yeah, we can do that. And just put it on the bottom. Yeah, we're gonna put some here between the frame and the thing. And a couple back here. It'll protect the frame and it'll help dampen all the scissors, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna do it, guys. You get your taco shell. You put it in there, and then no more greasing these. There's right here. This one took about daggum 30 pumps. The old
Oh, this one's full though.
that one's full. This one's full, but the one on the left was empty. These guys hadn't.
Yeah, it's like they did one and was like, fuck that.
Yeah, forget hooking up the rest of these, dude. We did the ones, all the ones facing up.
Yeah, that pinky yellow juice coming out.
Oh yeah. We got a sweet set of Nerf bars coming in. Let's see what we get. We'll go ahead and get them installed. It's gonna be the third mod we've done to this Raptor. Skid plates, hour meter, some sweet Nerf bars for my brand new Raptor 700R. Special edition. It has some foot guards on it, but that ain't enough support, and I'll show you what I mean. In my opinion, I would always install install the nets to step one, and here's the reason why. I can take these, I can go sit on my chair, put it in my lap, work comfortably. If I install these on the quad, I gotta be on my hands and knees down here, putting the nets on. So I feel like it's easier to put the nets on first. That's just my 2 cents. And then we'll get into this. We'll even go by their instructions. That way makes it even easier. I'll show you what tools we're gonna need. We'll check out all the hardware. We'll make it happen. We got the nets on. If you wanted to make it easier, maybe take the peg off. Those two are kind of hard to get to, but got those both on. I got the peg off of that side. We're gonna pull this peg off and then install our new Nerf bars from JY Performance. So on the brake side, there's gonna be a spring you're gonna wanna undo, and there's a big, I don't know if they call that a heat clip or a C-clip, you're gonna pop off, and that's gonna let the brake lever come off of the inside of the peg there, so we can put the new Nerf bars on. This says torque them to 56 foot-pounds. I make sure they fully seat, and then it's gotta be close. You guys can use a torque wrench if you want. You know how it is sometimes, guys, when you ignore the instructions. And that's what I did. So I mounted this in the wrong place originally. I put them both here. It actually just goes down here. Put this clamp on your Nerf bar before you put it on, otherwise you'll have to take it back off. Also, these clamps only go on one way. They have a lip that holds it on the edge. You get your cross bolt right here. I used a different bolt, a little bit longer one, to make it easier on myself, but their bolt that they sent would have worked. You're gonna install these on the lower front motor mount and leave them loose until you get everything hooked up. Leave everything loose until you cinch it up. I've got the bars over here. Have this put on nice and loose. You've got your brake pivot point here, guys. So you're gonna wanna take some grease and get that nice and lubed up before you install it, because your brake, you know, you've got a pivot point there. So be sure and put some grease on there. It'll last a lot longer and your brake will work a lot better. So give that a nice greasing. We're gonna use the same hardware that came with it. So what we're gonna do now is take this, or the same hardware we took out. We're gonna put the brake on, put the C-clip in, and then we're gonna mount the actual mount to here. So they powder coated these parts, and I had to take some sandpaper, a little bit to it, and I took a little bit off of this to make her mesh. I'm gonna grease her up and get it put together, but it just wasn't gonna fit because the powder coat was so thick on there. If you guys have ever got parts powder coated, you already know the deal, but that could be easier if it's taped off. So that set me back a little bit of time. I tried to sand it by hand with this guy. I wasn't quite doing her. But we got her done. She's nice and free. Works great. We're gonna install it. Check it out. We got some JY Performance Nerf bars here. We're putting on the 700R. I want to give them a shout out. I got a good deal on these on eBay, and I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and jump on there and get you a set. I think he has them for all the years of the Raptor. I got this side installed. I'm installing the other side. That's a pretty nice Nerf bar, dudes. Use Loctite for anything that needs it, like I did on the bigger bolts. You can Loctite all of it, it wouldn't hurt, guys. But I'm 265 pounds. There's no flex in those bars out on the edge. These on this Banshee here, I wouldn't stand on the edge of them. Those are all those. They're installed, got the mud guards. I'm gonna have to get a little riding footage real quick, see what you guys think of the perform. We gotta see how they perform. And that's these JY Nerf bars, guys. They look pretty good. A lot bigger than factory. Got some nice heel guards. They fit well, they bolted right up. And they were priced appropriately, I believe, compared to the other ones. So it was a better deal than I've seen on some other Nerf bars. I got the link in the description. Y'all jump on there if you need to check your set out. I'm sure they have Nerf bars for other quads too. It worked pretty good, dude. All right, we got our next mod going on, some A-arm skid plates, just to protect the shock and keep these A-arms from getting all skidded up and stuff. So I can already tell they're gonna be loud. I'll show you why I think so. We're gonna cut some of this radiator hose and make sure these things don't rattle or vibrate. So I got the one plate on. We got it with the rubber in there. No rattling, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Let's do the other one. Got my A-arm skids on. Yeah, buddy. Now she's fully protected. Got us another piece here. Another modification we're gonna do today. Case saver. What we gonna need to get up in there? Looks like just 2 Allens. We'll get those pulled. What's that? We'll get those pulled to get it installed. Whew. Got all the skid plates on. Nice. I've got a back bumper coming, some headlights, and a couple other parts we're gonna get put on here for this first round. All right, we're down in here. Need to remove these 3 off of this case. So that's where the case saver goes in between. And then I wonder, I'm hoping I can rock my, oh, you know what? Yeah, I bet you I can. Hoping I can rock my cover over it. That's what I'm really hoping, my factory cover. So let's get these pulled off and put on and see what we end up with. So I got the case saver on. Unfortunately, you can't run your old sprocket cover. Not a huge deal. I'd rather get a little dirt in there than end up, you know, whipping the case with the chain. So got the case saver on there. We'll see how good it works. There's something else I was gonna do today. Oh, I need to check that front sprocket. I'm gonna order a few. Oil change, dang. So we just closed the door. Step 1, get your engine good and warm. Let it run for like, I don't know, 8-10 minutes. What we got on there? 4.6 hours. I'm gonna get in, so it's 4.5, and I'm gonna get in this oil change. We got a pan under there. We're gonna pull the drain bolts on the case, the drain bolt on the tank, and I'm gonna save my crush washers, but I do have a new oil filter I wanna put in it just because this one definitely got some metal in it. I'll go get my oil. There's one in the bottom of it through that rubber mount. Look, you can see it over here real good. Crack the dipstick on the other side, and they'll just pour a lot faster. Getting that oil out. It's already green. About to pull the filter. Drain the overflow bottle. Pull the oil filter cover. You got your rag dog. Yeah, that works pretty good. That's what I used for that ruckus the other day. So brand new bike, right? What would you say when you took it out? Nice and warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we heat the motor up. That's one thing you want to do for sure, so that your engine's nice and your oil's nice and thin.
Yeah.
As thin as you can get it. That's a new filter with 4.5 hours on it. Looks pretty. Want to pull them out. Go ahead, you take it out of there too. New filter, O-ring, all cleaned up. This is the only time I discourage using brake clean, boys. You don't want it getting in them passages. All right, guys, we're gonna see how much metal's in this oil from the break-in. I mean, that would look cool in your powder coat. The metal flake in the oil. Can you see that, dude? I can't hardly see it in the video.
That's trippy.
That's all little fragment of metal. We could look at the filter too. That filter looks heinous, doesn't it? Mind you, all that metal was in the oil, so it would have had to made it to the filter. What is that? See them chunks and stuff? They weren't lying about the assembly lube being that.
Yeah, real goopy.
Yeah. That's why you change it, because that's going to happen on every new engine anyways.
Yeah.
Whether they want to believe it or not. So that's why you change it early. I could have let that run to 20 hours.
No,
5 times as long.
Crazy.
5 times as long? Damn. Y'all crazy. Well, you guys, I want to give James a shout out at Resto-Quad. He hit me up and said, hey, try out these sweet upgraded LED headlights for your Raptor 700R and tell your subscribers what you think. So that's what we're going to do. Here's the factory ones. We got a little test. We're going to close the doors, turn out the lights, show you what these light up, and then we're going to put on Resto-Quads aftermarket upgraded headlights and see what they do. Pretty dark in here. It's not completely dark, but you're out on the trails. These might be high beams, are they? Let's see. Either way, see the blaster over there? Barely. You can't even pick that blaster out of a perpetrator's lineup where the guy was on. They might have thought he was on a 4-stroke. So let's do it with the engine on just in case it's brighter. Not really, right? About the same. Well, that's pretty nice. Getting up in there. Guys, this packaged really well, as you can see. And he even gave us some stickers. This is like retro. That's a Raptor on there, but man, those colors remind me of a Banshee or a Blaster. We'll see how much we like the headlights, and y'all give me a yay or nay on putting this sticker on my brand new Raptor, dudes. I mean, let's start with the headlights and see how they go. Guys, this just keeps getting better. Look, he sent me more stickers. There's more stickers in there. Headlights come out super well packaged. Ooh, they're pretty. Let's compare how it looks to the new one, or to the factory one. And looks are one thing. You know, I don't look real good, but my performance, dude, shoot, I'm performing. Those look sexier. That's like the eye of the tiger right there, a little bit situation. You can't even see that puny, but this is like looking at you like an eagle, or maybe like a raptor. Let's put it on. Let's look at these instructions, I guess. He went out of his way and sent some full instructions in color. I guess I'd be a jerk not to use them. Let's see what they say. We got our factory headlight off. We got the new one there. Parker's taking this one off. It was 1 bolt. You got it? Yep, then it just slides off. Here, I'll pull on the front wheel. There you go. And you just unplug your pigtail. Looks like on these old headlights, you pull these little rubber pieces out, use them on the new headlights, plug and play. We got our 6 factory little bushing inserts. We're gonna put them all in here, get her cinched down. All right, guys, well, you know what else is new? I goofed up yesterday. He goes all out of his way and makes these great instructions. And I looked at them, you know, but I messed up. So I need to put the housing around the headlights. And then he also told me how to wire in. I thought these were turn signals because he had mentioned a street legal kit, but those are lights as well. So we need to get those wired in too. And he gave us the stuff and instruction on how to do it, the connectors. So we should have no problemo. So I made something that could have been easy, a lot harder. Soldered this on here. I ended up cutting that wire so short because it was hanging over and I thought these were for the turn signals. Turns out they're running lights. And I should have just read the instructions. Look, full color instructions, guys. Trying to make it easy on me. So I just soldered them on. And I'm thinking about running them to it says to run them to my accessories switch. I got in here. I'm not a big fan of a wire running down here. So my thought process would be get down in here, run a test light on these, see which one of these is hot when the higher low beams are on, and decide if I just want to rock those when the high beams are on. Then I don't have to have a wire running all the way down my bike like that. They're meant to run as soon as you turn on the key. I'd also like to have them off while I'm cranking the engine. And if I'm leaving my fan on, it won't be powering lights. I don't like the idea of them being running lights, but this whole idea is to make these things street legal. All right, so the old headlight bezels pop right off. A couple tabs, I'm gonna blow them out with a compressor. There's a little sand in there, I don't know how that got in there. We're gonna pop them on. Handy test light. On the other side, white was the high beam, yellow was the low beam. So we're gonna jump this white into this white and call it done. So, if you guys can see here, I just jumped the power wire to those lights into the high beams. So now when my high beams are on, we'll have all 3 lights. And I'm just gonna run the high beams all the time, anytime I have lights on. So now as you can see, all 3 are illuminated. Go to low beams, just regular bulbs, and then off, and we have nothing. That way if my fan was on the trail right now, I could let it sit and it wouldn't double zap my battery. Ooh, another part from JY Performance for the Raptor. Let's see what it is. Talk to my guy at JY Performance over there. They have these grab bars for $44 and they fit other Raptors. He said he didn't know if they'd fit a 23. We're gonna pull this grab bar off and find out. 45 bucks is a pretty solid deal for a cheap grab bar, and I can keep this OEM one on a shelf. Then when I sell it, pull off all these skid plates, put that back on there. Man, it's like nobody ever knew. Nobody ever knew I was ripping it. Hey guys, Raptor 700 mod video. Let me give a shout out specifically to JY Performance and Resto-Quads because they contributed to the cause. I got these slamming LED headlights from Resto-Quad, and they actually just said, Time Machines, you know, why don't you show your subscribers what's what? So check them headlights out. They look like they always belonged on the Raptor. And then you got JY Performance. Got some Nerf Bars from him. Guys, this grab bar was 44 bucks. Get up in there. It fits all the Raptor models. He's got a few of them. So I'm sure they both have other parts. Resto-Quad for sure. Oh, I hit a sticker. On here. Banshee. Resto-Quad. Right over that warning label. I don't pay attention to none of that. So get up in there, guys. I'm going to show you the other mods we did to this machine. And lots more videos coming on it. Please comment. Let me know what you think. We did skid plates first. The belly and swing arm skid plate, and then the A-arm skid plates. JY Performance Nerf Bars and JY Performance grab bar. Resto-Quad headlights. What else did we do? Oh, we got this case saver over here from some company that'll, if it saves my case, I'll give them a shout out. Right here. And I put an hour meter on from Amazon. So my question to you guys is, big three. I kind of want the splash guard on my FCI intake. So what do you guys think? The Empire and the FCI intake and a Dynajet controller? I want to order it today. So I'm actually asking for your guys' input. I've never owned one of these fuel injector. I've owned some of the fuel injector Raptors, but I've never modified them. I just take them as I get them and ride them for the meantime, and then sell them when I'm done with them. So I want to know, reliability wise and performance wise, which of the big three you guys would go with. Comment on the video, let me know. Subscribe, lots more Raptor videos coming, dudes. Appreciate you guys. If you're watching this Raptor video, get up in there and check out the swap meet video we just posted. We found a bunch of stuff out there, bunch of motors. Hell, I got this Cam-Man out there, this DRZ out there we're doing a project on. Little CRF 110, lots of other stuff on the channel, lots more videos coming up. Rebuild on this Apex 90. Ooh, this is gonna be a ripper. And lots of other videos coming, guys, so be sure and like and subscribe. We appreciate y'all.